So the carport is as good as it's going to get. I've tidied up everything I can, put as much into the boxes as I can. So what you see is the way it's going to be. A couple days ago we found out that the open house is going to be this Saturday, so now we're just in the process of doing all the final prep. Obviously, as I say, tidying up here, tidying up the inside of the house, just making sure that everything looks as good as it can. I'm quietly confident. I think this house does look pretty good, but obviously having never done this before, it's a little bit nervous. But regardless, at the end of the day, whatever happens, we've put in, I'd say, as much effort as we could. So whatever the outcome is just what it is. You may have noticed in the last two videos over on my main channel, they were sponsored by this company. And while this video is not sponsored by them, using this product, this dust mask, has really got me thinking about personal protective equipment in the shop. I've never really been one to walk into start a job and the first thing I do is put on a mask and glasses. It's just not something that I've gotten used to. But I think one of the biggest problems, and the reason why I haven't used them, is because I've always had cheap gear or rubbish, protective gear. So take this dust mask, for example. This is a fairly high-end dust mask. And what's so good about it is this is now, for me, a tool. So this, I have one in my toolbox, so whenever I'm about to do work, this goes on as if it was, part of my tools. I get out the sander, this tool, and I grab this as the other tool, and they work together. The same thing goes for eye protection. And this is a little bit contrary to what I've just said, but it's a similar thing. Up until this point, I've had very, very awful eye protective gear. It's either been those rubber goggles, which are fine, but they generally they fog up really easily, or I've had very rubbish polycarbonate glasses that I haven't looked after, so the lenses have just scratched. Not too long ago, I got myself this pair of polycarbonate safety glasses, and they were really cheap. I think they were like $6. And they work great, they're perfect. And because they were so cheap, there's nothing stopping you from going out and getting a new pair the instant that you get a scratch on it. And I say that not because I want to promote consumerism or just people wasting stuff. But in my case, I know that one of the reasons I never used to use safety glasses was because the only pair of glasses that I had a big scratch on them. So, there's no excuse now to not use them. If I get a scratch on these, shoot out, get another pair, and off you go. Your eyes are protected. So I think what it comes down to is making sure, A, that your safety gear is considered part of your toolbox, so it's part of the process, and B, you make sure that you use good safety gear, or safety gear that is pleasant to work with, so that it will then encourage you to keep using it and not just put it to the side and think, oh, I'll be all right this time.